Hello everyone, Nikita Emelianov here from the online school of Mandalas. Today I will talk about the money mandala, how to understand it, how to draw it, and what it actually is. On our YouTube channel, we discuss general accepted materials for understanding by both well-prepared individuals and beginners alike. Based on this, the money mandala is a kind of drawing or special talisman that helps money and monetary energy freely enter a person's life. It can be described as wholeness, movement, and activation. When we look at unusual patterns, a mandala, the brain begins active work, receiving special signals and starting to use its resources more effectively. In other words, some kind of internal transformation takes place. At the same time, the drawing governs our perception of the world, tunes us to inner harmony, and stimulates the brain to activity. If you recall, we discussed in our master classes the concept of a resourceful state, with a specific example being finances. This relates to the mental field, that is, how effectively our brain works, how well our logic, ideas, and visualization of our object of desire function. For some, this object is money, for others, material wealth. The extent to which these function determines how much of these things come into our lives. The mandala here precisely tunes and stimulates this activity. Money can be viewed as a type of energy involved in a cyclical flow similar to the circulatory system in our body, where blood carries useful microelements. Likewise, finances and money distribute beneficial actions throughout the world within small communities, families, countries, and even at the level of global economies. First, we give a certain amount of our value and usefulness to the world, and then we receive back, in a transformed form, how useful we are to the world, help in the form of monetary equivalents. In this video, I will show several mandalas for attracting money. You can obtain these mandalas as part of the marathon because the image quality from YouTube or the video service where you're watching this will not be sufficient for high quality use. There are links below. Join the marathon, get the money mandala as a bonus, and receive additional materials. Naturally, we also offer trainings and masterclasses where we provide more secret knowledge of a narrower specialty. In this case, I am giving you general information. So, welcome to the Mandala Creation Marathon. When you draw a mandala, you in some way communicate with the image. You observe it, color it, and listen to your sensations. Once the drawing is finished, it's best to hang it in a visible place, so you can often see these fractals and patterns. You can also place it in your wallet. For example, we have the gold mandala, a classic option for working with the money energy channel. It is also included in the marathon, so remember, the link is below. Subscribe to our channel and give us a like. You can draw the mandala multiple times, color it anew, or create new lines. Focus on the process. The process itself is what matters. The process of creating patterns, the process of drawing, choosing colors, this is the inner state, our transformation and activation of the energy flow and resourceful state. This stimulates various aspects of brain activity, including those related to finances. The history of the mandala spans millennia. In ancient times, people believed in a kind of magic, supernatural signs and amulets. These drawings served for many centuries as universal symbols of wholeness, well-being, wealth, and harmony. Scientists studying the principles of mandala pattern construction concluded that various concentric structures represent life in all its manifestations. Additional patterns and auxiliary elements, various symbols of wealth, and so on are called artifacts. They reflect certain structures inside the brain, inside our very essence. These artifacts emerge in the picture when we draw the mandala. How to create a mandala to attract money? There are several ways to do this, each equally effective. or you can use their variety for yourself. The first is to take a ready-made template. In my work, I create mandalas based on the method of universal cosmic laws, and our main technique is the dot mandala. Therefore, I will offer my method, not ready-made templates that have become stale and lack scientific grounding, but exactly what I have researched for over 16 years, dot mandalas. When you draw, carefully consider the purpose of your drawing, what you want. You can download a ready-made dot mandala template again via the link below. Join the marathon and get your set of mandalas. When you sit down, tune in, resonate with your mandala and your goal for 5-10 minutes, then start drawing. There are no strict rules on how to do this. You have pencils, markers, let your hand draw freely. There is no need to imitate anything. Everything should flow naturally. You need to color it. Energetically connect with the mandala. You can meditate beforehand, as we discussed in the previous video. Don't try to make it look deliberately beautiful. The desire must come from within, that is, it should be an intuitive flow. Before drawing the mandala again, set your goal. For example, if we are discussing the wealth mandala, how much money do you need? Or maybe you don't need money, but some material wealth. Someone wants an apartment, someone a car, another a new hairdryer or iron. It doesn't have to be as large scale as an apartment. Think about this and draw your mandala from this perspective. Be sure to write down your thoughts during the drawing process. Make sure nothing distracts you. Turn off your phone so no one interrupts you, and dedicate this half hour to hour fully to drawing the mandala. You need to visualize your desire. How does the universe know what you want? If you don't formulate a flow of thoughts, there is no image where the energy will go. Where the thought goes, energy follows. Remember this. You need to clearly imagine your goal and think about it. The second way to create a money-attracting mandala is to create one independently. Here the field of activity is broad and creative. I will list several different forms. This is new. Listen carefully and you can deliberately incorporate this into your mandalas. This is one option. The second option is when you draw independently, without ready templates, starting from scratch, and these forms appear, you can then interpret them. So, the first is purposeful use, the second is intuitive use. Both options are interesting and can be used to create a transformational wealth mandala. I will mention the figure and then its meaning. Coin figure symbolizes prosperity. It is best done in yellow tonesif. You have colored or golden hues, use them. Triangle, preferably with the apex pointing upwards, represents determination and strength. For mandalas, the triquetra is often used, which resembles a triangle but is hard to call a geometric figure. It signifies a change of life period. Square is associated with the number 4, equality, order and straightforwardness. It also symbolizes a place of stability for a persona foundation. Star various forms are used, such as the pentacle, septagram, Star of David. Their meanings vary depending on the number of points. Stars often represent masculine energy. In the case of the Star of David, it combines masculine and feminine energy, symbolizing harmony. Cross speaks of choosing a path and the ability not to miss your chance. One of the most famous symbols is the Celtic cross. Remember, this is very important in our trainings and masterclasses when we study mandalas in depth. The Celtic cross symbolizes the gateway between heavenly and earthly realms. The Egyptian ankh, a talisman of luck, is also used in our energy practices. Spiral embodies the search for enlightenment. When wound clockwise, it signifies a beginning. Counterclockwise, it indicates depletion or excessive loss of energy. We will have a separate lesson on spiral. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to see the announcement when it's out. Lines of varying thickness and direction are drawn differently depending on the person's soul state. They can form a pattern or be applied chaotically, symbolizing growth and movement. Often, they are depicted as a labyrinth, representing the path, with its endpoint being the achievement of higher wholeness or enlightenment. Thick lines often indicate limitation, while thin or absent lines suggest a direct energy flow. Circle or wheel signifies the cyclical nature of life. Symbols inside the circle may intersect, decrease in size, or be inscribed within one another. Ancient variations often used as talismans include Slavic symbols like kolovrat, alatur, and the Wheel of Fortune. These are separate artifacts. Flower represents the feminine principle, inspiring a person and attracting harmony into their life. One of the most significant symbols is the lotus. The flower is symmetrical and connected with unity and balance. I want to highlight the flower of life, a primary matrix of all existence and creation. There is much to say about it, and most likely a separate video will be recorded. Follow announcements and hit the notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. Celtic ornament symbolizes unity, balance, and energy. The trefoil is often used, representing harmony and the tri-unity of supreme gods. Sunday is used as the basis of a mandala, carrying many meanings associated with energy, as the celestial body supports the growth of all living things on the planet. Animals often appear as artifacts, but you can add your own. They represent different meanings depending on the species. Popular in our world, they are not tied to religion and serve as totem animals. According to folk traditions, wealth is brought by the turtle shell. The last symbol for today is the figure of the Tree of Life, which carries many meanings and is a sacred symbol in ancient mystery schools. It is connected with life, growth, wisdom, and the roots of the Tree of Life. The symbol of stability and groundedness, its leaves represent strength and aspiration. This video turned out a bit long, but we will definitely continue working on money mandalas. I have more valuable material for you. Your task after watching this video is to download the template and start drawing. Please join our VKontakte group and share your works. They can be read and interpreted. I do readings twice a month, and your mandala will also be read. You will understand or reveal information inside yourself that is important for your money flow and gain clarity on where to move forward. This was Nikita Emiliano from the online school of Mandalas. Subscribe to our channel and give us a like. Join the marathon. Goodbye for now.